Hello everybody, this is Darren Redmond for Redmond's Morning Glory, the lunchtime edition, the brunch edition. It's the weekend. I think we came in at 11:59, so technically in the morning. Not sure. Either way, it's okay. For those of you on the East Coast, it's 3 o'clock in the afternoon. How are you doing today? Want to talk about the weather. We are not on the coast of California, in Central California. The temperature has dropped miserably. It's almost in the mid-60s and sunny. So, it is what it is. Anyway, hello everybody. Hope you're doing well. We should be on the air maybe tonight. We'll try. The weekend is a little hit and miss with the nighttime edition. A lot we want to cover and talk about. First, we want to wish all the best to Adrian Bogosian, who's down. Now is one of 9 goalies at his age, competing for just a few spots for a California team, and then a West Coast team, and then on for his endeavors in travel hockey. We wish him the well. He represents Fresno and the Fresno Junior Monsters very well, state champion last year along with his teammates. So, Adrian, we wish you well. We know that Serge, the hockey guru, will be giving us some updates, so we'll see how that goes, and we're looking forward to that. What's on the agenda for today? Well, a couple of things. Let's start with women's basketball at Fresno State. They're having a fine year, and kids are getting in free. You might not know that if you use other news sources to find out sports, but go to their social media sites and you'll get the information about how you get those tickets. I believe adult buys one, kid comes in free under 12. Not sure. On the road is the men's basketball team. We've been talking and actually going to the events, going to the games and covering the performance of this team. First place in the Mountain West right now, tied, and having a very, very good year down in Texas today. See what happens there. I think it's about a 3 o'clock tip-off for us. I'm not sure of the time. Sounds about right. We'll be covering it and give you some feedback on that game as well. These are the games you need to win. Away from, even though there is not nearly enough people at the Save Mart Center, away from that home crowd doing some things on the road like they did in Utah just a few days ago. So we look for that to continue. If you noticed, their three-point play has been just outstanding, spectacular. Excuse me as I get a little tongue-tied. And let's see that continue. But here's the thing that people are missing. The in-the-paint work has been phenomenal for the Fresno State men's basketball team. A lot of things that are going on there. Kicking the ball back out of the paint, then coming in. A lot of that stuff that you really don't see covered too much. Working the ball well from a team approach has been excellent. Some stuff with the Fresno Foxes, as I kind of tick off what we want to talk about a little bit here. Their preseason schedule has been announced. And the first game will be against the Galaxy, early February. We'll see how that goes. My hope also as well is that the Foxes are attended even more than they were last year. They had nice crowds last year, finished in the top 11 to 12. Again, you would not know that from other media places, and I don't mean to consistently bang that drum, but it's true. Every Monday or Tuesday, if you went to FHT, thank you very much, you would see what the percentage of attendance was in the USL, and you would see that at Chachansey Park for the Fresno Foxes, the job that was being done in terms of attendance was finished in the top 12, 11, 10. We know that we can actually do better because why? If a seat is available, a seat can be sold. That's a new fan. So let's hope that things at Chachansey Park improve even better this year as Adam Smith's team looks to do some things. There's been some major changes. The team got a little bit younger. We have new people in net this year. And we'll do a deep dive with our soccer expert, Mike Hodges, who will be back for another season covering the Fresno Foxes for FHT Sports. So, we have the All-Star games this weekend. We have some skills competitions. We have the All-Star game 3-on-3 for the NHL. And we also have the Pro Bowl going on. And again, I'm a big believer in walk and chew gum. People can have personal favorites of what they like better, what they like worse, and that's okay. But one thing you'll never hear from Darren Redmond is mocking other people who like other sports. I find it, I don't understand why. Why does everybody kind of think the same way a person does? Sports is sports. It's a release from life. So, there are some sports that we cover more than other sports. That is our editorial direction. But you'll never hear me make fun of anybody else for liking any other sport. I don't understand that as a concept. Truthfully, I don't watch a lot of these all-star games except as the hockey guru talks about baseball, because there's actually a real game being played. I look at this as a skills competition, and it's fun. The Pro Bowl is flag football. It's flag football without as much violence as flag football has. Basically, it's stop motion. Nobody wants to get hurt. I don't even know why they play it. I think it's a waste of time. I think you should be selected to the Pro Bowl. And the Pro Bowl is a skills competition. High jump, run 40, throwing the ball into the moving cart. There are a lot of different things a person can do. And on defense, what else can you do? You can do bench press. You can do some drills through some pads and see who has the best technique, and do some things that way. That's what I would suggest instead of actually playing the game. But you know what? They get 50,000 people watching. That's revenue. I get it. So, but today also, it's going on right now, is the Senior Bowl. If you follow NCAA football like I do, the East-West Shrine game and the Senior Bowl are critically important. In terms of who will be drafted and what position. Those teams that do really, really well, like the Belichick teams, they really take these games very serious, because here's where you can be a little bit selfish. It's like we have Serge's son, Adrian, down at the hockey tryouts this weekend. He needs to be a teammate and needs to be a good team person, but especially as a goaltender, kind of be a little selfish in a good way. Show what you can do. That's what happens in the East-West Shrine game. That's what happens in the Senior Bowl. You have to kind of show what you can do. So as an offensive lineman, you want to make sure you're flat backing some people. Defensive lineman, you're getting penetration against some of the better offensive linemen. As a wide receiver, you want the ball thrown to you. And, the truth is, a lot of these guys will be focused on making the team via special teams. Wide receivers, linebackers. So it's important. It's foolish of you to think, okay, I just want to make some catches and that kind of thing. And no, you got to show that you can downfield block. You have to show that you can, in the old days, crack the wall, but now it's illegal to play football that way. But you have to be able to penetrate. You have to be able to do some things. You got to be able to not call fair catch sometimes. So, it's funny when you hear people and they're like, well, that person isn't as talented, but no, shame on them. No, if they're getting the job done and they're artistically not doing it like you do, if it's more like a Monet or your preconceived notion about how something should look, but they're getting the job done. They're getting drafted. They're getting moved ahead. They're scoring points. They're scoring touchdowns. They're getting base hits. It's very lazy to sit back and say, wow. No, it's not the eye test. The eye test is important, but there's so much more that goes into it. And when you watch the Senior Bowl, when you watch the East-West Shrine game, when you watch junior hockey, that's what you're looking for. Who set up the goal scorer? Who set up Hughes for the goal? What did they do? Are they an offensive defenseman? Defensive, offensive, forechecker? What do they do? If you want to watch pretty skating, watch figure skating. Well, look at their hands. Well, can they play in a team environment? In football, and that's what's going on today. And the same thing in baseball. Ooh, you should have seen. I see in the Little League Baseball all the time, which is this filth of daddy ball that's there from time to time. And you see it. Whoa, look at him throw that rising fastball. Look at him look at him throw the curveball. Look at the break on that. The kid is so good. Yeah, but you know what? When he should be jamming, when you have the kid that doesn't have as many style points, that's all style points nonsense. When you're looking at style points, when they need to get the ball hit to the third baseman to get the 5-4-3 double play, can he throw the ball on the inside? Yeah, it might not be rising at 95 miles an hour with a nice break, but you know what? He's getting the job done. His ERA is under 2. When he needs to actually bunt a ball player over, can he bunt him over? No, but he's got the prettiest swing. Oh, look at the home runs he hit. The other kids, they try real hard. Let's pat them on the head. No. Can he bunt the guy over? What does he do in situations? What does she do in situations? I saw it in travel soccer all the time. People would say, well, can she keep them on one side of the pitch? Well, it might not run as pretty as somebody else, but can they keep them on one side of the pitch? It doesn't have the height that other people do, but they try real hard. Yeah, well, you know what? They're successful too. They're successful. How's their team doing? How are they doing? Who's getting more time, or are they a backbencher? And is it a reputation or is it results? A lot of people love reputation, and then they try to justify the results of somebody else by them trying whatever. So you see this in pro sports all the time. You see this in college sports all the time. Fresno State basketball is a prime example of this. They're having an excellent season with no real standouts. Now some people are starting to emerge. But they try real hard. If they were any better, they'd be at a Michigan State or they'd be at whatever. No. People missed the talent that these people had, or they were given an opportunity to excel. And whatever the purpose is, whatever the reason is. And again, one of the friends of the show, Peter Lopes, he told me this a long time ago. And in a couple of different sports, track and field, and in soccer, and in boxing. Beware those people. That when somebody gives you that backhanded compliment of whatever the case may be, where they qualify compliments, ignore them. That, or just don't even let it go. Just let it go. But Peter Lopes, man, he props to you, my friend. You had a great show on 940 ESPN. You'll be back. We're going to have you as a guest soon here on FHT Sports as we continue. So, speaking of the Junior Monsters, they have a full suite of action today. A couple of the teams are up in Dublin. We'll see how that goes. And these teams are looking just to get better and better. Some fighting for playoff position. Some won't be in playoff, but they're going to improve. They're going to work. They're going to get life skills, and they're going to work hard at what they're doing. And so that's a good thing. And the Fresno Monsters put a total beatdown up in Seattle last night. 9-2, and it wasn't even that close. And you know what? They wanted to get feisty. Okay, we'll drop the gloves. Killer has this team on the roll. We're going to talk here again. Serge, the hockey guru, he knows all things hockey at a level that I'll never know. But on occasion here on Redmond's Wrap-Up, Redmond's Morning Glory, the Uncle Tony and Darren show, we're going to talk a little bit about the trading deadline coming up. Who do you think should be traded? Or who do you think will be traded? Not should be traded. Will be traded. Where are there places of strength that the team could be tightened up on? Do we need it? They're on a roll right now. They're on an absolute roll. Now, they might not finish in first place. Long Beach probably will. They got many games in hand. But you know one thing about the Fresno Monsters, especially Killer Kaminsky, where they start in the season is nowhere near where they finish. And, there are no sacred cows, at least in my opinion. This is Darren Redmond's opinion. One of my Raiders black. There should be no sacred cows. If you can make your team better, I don't care if it's a kid from Clovis. I don't care if it's a kid from Fresno. I don't care if it's a fan favorite. You made the team better. You made the team better. And for those who say, and this is just it's a developmental situation. Yeah, you're developing people into the realities of the sport you want to play. And in the reality of the sport you want to play, you will develop a tougher skin knowing you can be traded at any time. You can be traded. It's funny. So people kind of like to, look at these things and don't look at the big picture. And nobody on any team at any level, whether it's the NFL, the NHL, MLB, NBA, high-end college, Division III college, community college, juniors, travel is ahead of the team. But if you're late for practice, you're benched. Whether it's a period, whether it's a game, doesn't matter who you're playing. And if you're not playing that team, you're benched. And it doesn't mean that nobody likes you. It doesn't mean that nobody respects you. It's you go with the people that you have. I learned this a long time ago. And coaching, in college and everything else, you sometimes be at press conferences and people say, well, like, what are you going to do without this person? We're going to play the game. That's what, we don't ignore people that are injured. You just play with the people that you have. So if somebody can't be there, what are we going to do? Oh, they're not going to be here this week. So why? You play. It's not the playoffs. It's not the playoffs. And, in some situations, it's not the tournament. You play with who you got, and you move on. You do the best you can. And it's a learning experience with no blame. No blame. So, so that's important. So I remember, and I'm a Notre Dame fan, you know this, Lou Holtz, in the year they won the championship, had an unbelievably important game against USC. At USC, not at Notre Dame. And by the way, well, we'll get into Notre Dame another time. They're just such a great team. Notre Dame went out to USC, and two of their star players, it was a wide receiver and somebody else, I'm not sure, and it wasn't Rocket Ishmael. They showed up to a team meeting, and they were both captains. They showed up at a team meeting late. They both didn't just play the first quarter. They didn't just not play the half. They didn't play the whole game. They weren't allowed to dress. There's no anger, but everybody's accountable to everybody. Coaches should be there on time. Players should be there on time. Trainers, staff should be there on time. And you know what? And here's the other piece. Get on my soapbox a little bit. If there's a situation where somebody's not there on time, nobody should know. No parent should know. No, if you're not part of the team, reporters shouldn't know. It's none of their business. It takes care of itself in-house. Nobody should know if a coach was late. I don't care what, level, if it happens one time, or a player. When it becomes a redundancy, sure. So if a player is late and there's a discipline situation, nobody should know. Nobody should know back channel. I just want to let you, because we all know what happens. Now, we're on, I played on three different sides of this thing. A collegiate player, a collegiate coach, and now as part of the press. So are there things that we're told and not to repeat? Sure. And you know what? We don't repeat them. You'll never get it here at FHT. You'll never get it through the side door. No. Why? Because it's called integrity. It's called integrity. And it has nothing to do with clicks and visits and all this other crap. It has to do with having some integrity. People think, oh, what are you, a hater? You're against, whatever the news media is, because you keep bringing up the fact that they don't show up to a game or they do B-roll. Well, it's just the truth. Don't pretend you're doing something when you're not doing something. Now, if somebody leaves early, wait a minute, Darren, you're talking on both sides of your mouth. So-and-so leaving early is one thing. If so-and-so left early and then said they were there for the whole game, that's a different issue. Or if people say, don't ask about my family, and nor should you. So if we all say a team is a family, if you discipline your kid, it's nobody else's business. You discipline a player for not being there on time, nobody should know. Nobody should know. When kids are younger and they're in a situation where they might have an appearance where they can get a look-see and get pulled up, you don't need some well-meaning parent somewhere knocking a kid for taking advantage of an opportunity that he has. So what does this have to do with All-Star games and everything? Actually, everything. Everything, because it's all sports. It's all sport. Justin Wilson is a New York Met. Buchanan, phenom. Fresno State, phenom. He really did fantastic with the Pirates, had a cup of coffee with the Yankees, Cubs, and now he's with the Mets. We should be very proud that one of our own, continues to thrive in the majors. Again, Fresno State baseball, 10 years removed from winning a national championship, a lot of people don't even talk about it. I know when I'm in a press box, sometimes I'm sitting there alone, or one or two other people, because other people don't think you care. But I think you do care. I think you care about Terry Pendleton. I do. I think you do. You know, I think you care about the fact that a local kid not only is doing well, but he's absolutely thriving. I think you care that Aaron Judge is a star in this league, all played for Fresno State. So that's a good thing. So what are you thinking about? What are your thoughts? What are your concerns? Let me know. And we'll be on later tonight. So we have a full slate of action and activity. And here's another thing: if there's games on that do not interest you, or sports on that does not interest you, do something else. Read a book. One thing we like to do is we like to read at least one, if not two books each week, and talk about them and give some reviews on what we think. The one that I'm reading right now I find very interesting. It's very long, very detailed. I tend to like nonfiction, though I do read some fiction. And I like to read books that can either inspire or something I can learn about, and kind of open up the windows to different and diverse thinking. So that's what we like to do here at FHT Sports. There's a lot going on with FHT. About our movies. Let's continue to get these out there to the public. They're still available. The Hockey Hall of Fame induction ceremonies for FHT, Fresno Hockey Hall of Fame. We have 10 minutes of unseen footage that is just hysterical. The toothpick story is worth the price of admission. $30, remember, with $5 of each purchase going to the Fresno Boys and Girls Club of Fresno County. And then there is the History of Hockey in Fresno movie. We'll have information soon to share with you about some stuff with things that's happening with that movie. And it's your opportunity. It was sold out at the Maya Theater. And it's about 45 minutes of documentary stuff you just never knew. Some film festivals that we may be asked to either take part in or to submit our film in. And we're very, very proud of that. And all of this is happening here in Fresno. Your source of social, news, sports, media, FHT Sports. That's what we're here about, And so for Darren Redmond, for the hockey guru, Serge Bogosian, for Uncle Tony Duran, we also will be announcing soon that we've hired somebody or close to hiring somebody, an intern. So this intern will be helping us in some of the back-end stuff that we're doing. And we'll be looking for non-paid people to come on board to get the internship with us. We had a very successful situation last year where some people got hired straight out of school based upon the stuff that they were able to do and the platform that we were able to provide for them. And, when I say, you see it growing. And if we don't tell you that stuff, it's not patting ourselves on the back. It's don't listen to the negative people out there that, for whatever reason, like to blow things off. What we want to do is build things here in Fresno, Central Valley, in California, in the nation, and beyond. And it's because of you that we put all this hard work in. It's because of you that, we have some shirts and hoodies that we sell because we want to get the name out there. Because FHT Sports belongs to you. You are our, I won't say wind beneath our wings, but you really are the gasoline in our engine. You're the reason why we're here. So, this is Darren Redmond for FHT Sports, for Redmond's Morning Glory Afternoon Lunch Edition. We may be on tonight for Redmond's wrap-up, we'll see. And we're headed up to Dublin for a game against